Hi, everybody. I just saw the movie Snatched earlier today. I'm sorry, I'm a little down in the dumps right now. My goldfish just died. And I really love that goldfish because it's lived longer than any of the goldfish I had before over the past few years. I've had several. And I used to be really good with goldfish because I had one that lived for years and years until it just outgrew its tank, and I was like, we're gonna have to dig a pond for this goldfish, which we did, and it didn't survive in there. But that's because my dog got it. But this one, was a real survivor. She got sick a couple of times and she got better, which I have never seen any goldfish do. They usually get sick and die, even with antibiotics and various other things. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the goldfish because I don't want a bunch of comments of people like telling me how to take care of a goldfish. I kind of know, but like a million other people you can find on the internet questioning why their goldfish died. There wasn't really a clear reason. Well, there kind of was this time. I think I know what happened this time. But in the past, most of my goldfish that died, I have no idea why. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But I'm sad about that. And it's funny when it happens too. It happens when, like, my sister's out of town right now, so it's just me here in this apartment because we share a 2-bedroom apartment. And so I've just been hanging around and being alone, and then my goldfish dies, and it's really sad. And it's Mother's Day, and my mom lives 5 hours away. And I tried to call her, but she was out shopping. One of these days, I want to just, like, when I have the apartment for a weekend, I just want to have a girl come over and watch movies and Netflix and chill. It's fine if we literally chill. But I don't really know any girls, so that's a problem. I could always use Craigslist, but I've tried that once and that never works out good. I think the caliber of girls that go onto Craigslist because they're lonely, I don't know. I don't think I find my type that way. This one girl I was really into once said I should probably get a prostitute. But I don't think I'll find my type that way either. I have a type. It's not really prostitute type. It's not really Craigslist type. Luckily, I do find my type on Chatterbait a lot. Anyway, what did I see? Snatched. I had a free birthday ticket for the Draft House, and today was the last day. So Mother's Day, I went out, and I already saw Guardians of the Galaxy twice, and nothing too much piqued my interest that was in the Draft House right now at the Village or at Lakeline. So I went with, Lakeline's closer, and they have those sweet front row easy chairs that like lay back, and I just went over to the Draft House and got some hot wings at the, did I say Lakeline or the Village? The Village is the one with the chairs. So the Village is the one I went to, but they only have like 3 movie options there, and one of them is Guardians, and I want to see Guardians again, but it's a little too soon from just seeing it twice. I want to wait a little while, then go see it again. Plus my sister's gonna want to see it again, so. But I went to see Snatched because I forget what else was playing at Lakeline. It wasn't anything that I was excited about. And then, at the Village, Lakeline had they have that new King Arthur movie, which I've heard conflicting reviews about. But it's too new. I couldn't really get a ticket for that because when you get the free birthday ticket, you have to go to the theater to use it. You can't buy your ticket online. So that complicated matters, because I couldn't really go see something brand new. But really, I don't know, there was nothing brand new that I really wanted to see. I was like, I could see Beauty and the Beast again. I've already seen it twice, but it has been a while. But then I have to go over to Lakeline, and I wanted to just go to the Village because it's super close. I mean, like, I do like 2 left turns, like, or a right turn and a left turn, and I'm at the Village. I mean, it's a little ways, but it's not much. But I live right on the highway, so get on the highway, then I get off on Anderson. Anyway, so I just settled on Snatched because it's a comedy. I've never seen anything from Amy Schumer. Honestly, I hate to say this, I don't think I've ever seen anything from Goldie Hawn. Golden Hawn. And I've seen a lot of Kurt Russell movies, but I've never seen any Goldie Hawn movies, which is funny because I saw a Kurt Russell movie this month, and now was it this month or last month? I just saw Guardians 2, which has got Kurt Russell. And now I'm seeing a Goldie Hawn movie. That's really interesting. But anyway, I think it is. I think it's weird and cool and funny. They just got their stars in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's pretty cool. I was thinking, I should see that, Walk of Fame someday. And then I was remembering that, they say it's like kind of a seedy area nowadays, which is sad. But, they always have that Chinese theater at Disney World, so I'll just go there. But anyway, Snatched. Snatched is Amy Schumer, very popular female comedian, and Goldie Hawn playing her mom, which is an appropriate Mother's Day movie. And, I think it's probably a pretty good movie to watch on Mother's Day, to take your mom to, if your mom is a fan of kind of dirty comedies. And that's kind of like old-fashioned nowadays, I guess, to call these dirty comedies. But let's just say I'm old enough to remember when, I would say, that Something About Mary era. Because I think when Something About Mary came out and they had the joke with the semen hanging from his hair, I'm not shy about talking about stuff like this. 90% of my videos are rated G, so I might as well keep it rated G. But a few of them are not, so I guess I already have crossed that line. But, I mean, there's at that point, it's like before that point, even most comedies weren't that saucy, And then it became like a subgenre of comedies that were really pretty dirty, and now it's just most comedies now, I guess. And but I mean, point is, you get a lot of semen jokes and you get a lot of stuff like that in comedies now. And but maybe not all comedies, but this one's got a lot of that, I think. Off the top of my head, I think I recall a lot of that in this movie. And I'm just saying, so that because I, own a lot of movies like that. I find a lot of that stuff funny. I own Orgasmo, It's not me. I just, I want you to know what you're getting into if you go see Snatched, which you ought to get that out of the title. And, and actually, and I'm posting this review, it's Sunday night. If you wanted to see this, you probably already went, or if you were worried about taking your mom. This is a late review. I didn't plan to see this. It was on a whim, and I needed to use this was the last night I could use my birthday free ticket. I could use it tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to, because I got to pick up my sister at the airport. So, or at the train station, I believe. I don't know, somewhere. I'm going to be busy tomorrow, all day. Anyway, so I went to see Snatched, and it was very funny. It really was. I thought so. This is probably getting mixed reviews. It's just comedy. It's not going to hit everybody's sense of humor. You either find this stuff funny or you don't. Like I said, I've never really watched much Amy Schumer. I know I've seen a little of her. Maybe stand-up. I'm not sure. But it's been a while, but I don't think I've ever seen her TV show or anything. But I mean, I know she's funny, and she was really funny in this. It was she reminded me a lot of Will Ferrell. I don't know how much of that is just because I think she looks like Will Ferrell with like long hair and boobs. I don't know. To me, she looks like Will Ferrell. And but you know, and I mean, she definitely has her own style, but she reminds me of Will Ferrell. And but yeah, she was really funny. I like it. She doesn't mind like that self-deprecating humor. I mean, she does it in kind of an obnoxious way, but I like that style of humor. It reminds me a lot of like my comic strip character. So basically, it reminds me a lot of my sense of humor, I guess. Not every little thing, but yeah. So I thought she was pretty funny. I thought the movie was really funny. The movie is about a girl who people don't seem to like very much because she's very self-centered and stuff like that. So she gets dumped by her boyfriend, and she has planned this trip to South America. I forget where, South America somewhere. And, one of those areas where people go on vacations and then end up, with their kidneys being stolen, that kind of stuff. And she, like, it's like a lot of those movies. Was it Turistas that was like that? I don't, I think that's the one this reminds me of. I haven't seen that in so long, but I think that's the movie. I think that's the right title. It's one of those movies where they go over there to party, and they end up, in this movie, they end up kidnapped. I don't remember if they ever said why. They were kidnapped for ransom. Just like randomly kidnap an American, call their family and demand some money, and probably kill them before money ever comes in. But yeah, so basically she couldn't get anyone to go on this trip with her because she planned to go with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend very hilariously dumped her, and she ends up taking her mom, which she does in desperation. And she's got this brother who lives, at the moment he's living with the mom, and he's agoraphobic. I think that's right. And he doesn't, leave the house. He's scared to leave the house, which I have some degree of that. I pretty much only go out to go to work or the movies. Or shopping for toys. And I'm not really so much afraid to leave the house as I just, other people make me uncomfortable from experiences with them. So, yeah, but anyway, he's agoraphobic. He's literally afraid to leave the house, and he's hilarious. He's one of the funniest parts of the movie, in my opinion. And I've heard this said in other reviews, because when I come home, I kind of like enjoy hearing other people's opinions of movies, and I should do my review first, but it doesn't really affect my review. But I have heard people say this, and it is true. The supporting characters, or some of them anyway, are like the highlights. There's this guy that they see, Amy Schumer and her mom. I'm not a knife playing person, but I have this here because I'm going to open some boxes. Sorry. Didn't even realize I'm flipping a knife around. Amy Schumer and her mom, they take this trip, and they go out with some guy that Amy Schumer meets, and they end up, spoiler alert, if you're watching these reviews, they're all full of spoilers. Spoiler alert, they end up getting kidnapped, and basically they escape pretty quickly, but they're out in the middle of the jungle, so... And they're, hungry, and they're tired, and they're freaked out, and, it's a nightmare situation. And they're going, when they finally get to a town, it's seedy looking and everything. So, and they're at one of these little towns, and they find this guy who's like, jungle explorer guy who's like, oh, I'll help you get to the village or to the, the city or whatever. And that's another hilarious side character, and I'm not gonna go into too spoilerish about that, but that's very funny too, and it's about them trying to they're trying to get through the jungle. Who can they trust? And this guy's chasing them. He wants to kill them because during their escape they killed his one of his relatives, and he's really mad. Well, this is one of the kidnappers, the main kidnapper guy, and so they end up well, it's about them trying to escape and get to civilization, and and survive this guy who's chasing them, trying to kill him. And then the brother back home is trying to get help from the government, from the U.S. government, to help him save his mom and sister, because they at one point did they manage to call the brother? I guess they. I forget how the brother finds out that they're down there, and the kidnapper calls the brother demanding ransom. That's what happens, and so so he's freaking out, and he's really funny, and so that's basically what it's about, and of course it's a mother-daughter bonding movie, and there's some of that with the son too, a little bit, not too much. And it's just really funny, but it's a lot of dirty jokes. It's it's modern comedy. You either like it or you don't. I recommend it if you like Will Ferrell comedies and things like that, and Amy Schumer. I guess I haven't seen Trainwreck. I can't compare that one. I haven't seen it yet. This is. I heard this was written by the same person who wrote the last. Don't freak out, but the last Ghostbusters, like the reboot, the Ghostbusters reboot. But let me say this: this is so much funnier than. It's way funnier than that. The Ghostbusters reboot. I was of the. What was the general opinion from people who actually saw it. That it was just okay. It was an okay movie. It had its funny moments, but the original Ghostbusters is like a perfect movie. At least, that's really a personal thing. But a lot of people will say, that's a perfect movie. And I mean, you can quibble and say, well, some of those effects are dated and this and this and this, but yeah, I mean, effects can get dated, but it's still. Of its time, a perfect movie. Remaking a perfect movie is stupid. You can make sequels. They should have just done a handing the torch off to the next generation, which would have been fine if it was the same cast that they used. I don't care. But just, pass the torch, don't reboot. But even still, the jokes in that Ghostbusters movie were not good enough. But I still find it an interesting and enjoyable watch. It's just, compared to the original, and it's going to lose a lot. By a lot. But this movie was a lot funnier than that Ghostbusters movie. So, it's if you like that kind of stuff, I think you'll enjoy Snatched. And I think it's a good Mother's Day movie if your mom is. That's why I was talking about how it's kind of a dirty comedy, is because I'm thinking about watching this with your mom, and I know Mother's Day's over, so it doesn't matter. Maybe next year, if you're watching this next year, you might be wondering, should I rent Snatched or whatever? But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was really funny. I would watch it again, with. I don't know if I'd watch it with my mom, because my mom is more old-fashioned, but I probably would. I think I would. Yeah, I mean, at some point I'll probably show it to her. I think it's a good mothers watching it with their kids kind of movie. I think old adult kids. So yeah, I probably will. I do think it's funny. Check it out if you are in the mood for a comedy. I don't often go to comedies in the theater, but it's a good one if you got a free ticket. that's a good way to go see a comedy in the theater, because tickets are so expensive now that I usually have to be super jazzed for a movie to go see it, you know? And yet I go a lot, so I think I've been going more and more, but there's been so many superhero movies and so many, you know, blockbusters lately, which I love blockbusters, you know, and then, you know, I go to the Draft House, which shows a lot of classics and stuff, so I have a lot of reason to go to the movies, even though I love comedies, but it's been a long time since I've been in the habit of seeing them in theaters, typically. But yeah, I recommend it. Go check out Snatched. Okay, guys, I'm going to probably post some unboxing videos, but I'll probably post all this stuff at the same time. I don't know. Okay, I'll see you later.